So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you gonna do it first?
He performed.
Snoop is just really hilarious.
Snoop Dogg is funny,
He's doing all these things.
Snoop Dogg just got a public warning, and it didn't come from the streets or the courts. It came from Katt Williams himself. Yeah, that cat, the one who never filters a thing and doesn't care who feels uncomfortable. This time, he's got his sights locked on Snoop Dogg, accusing him of switching lanes and getting too political. In Katt's words, Snoop is turning into a political dog.
Your career down the road. People might not want to book you in Texas or Arizona or California.
Sir. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Let's let that.
And he didn't stop there. He said, "No, sir. Your career down the road, people might not want to book you in Texas or Arizona or California. B, wouldn't that be fantastic? Let's let that happen." That's not light talk. That's a straight-up warning shot. When Katt speaks, it's never random noise. He doesn't move for attention. He talks when he feels something is off. And according to him, Snoop might be stepping into a messy zone where loyalty, power, and truth clash hard. Katt's been on a tear lately, calling out big names like Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and DL Hughley. Nobody's been off limits. But this time it hits different. Because Snoop isn't just famous, he's a whole brand. From Death Row to daytime TV, from the block to shaking hands at the White House, that's a wild glow-up.
Just want to say this real quick, man, on the political shit. All you people for the federal government that not getting paid right now, ain't no fucking way in the world y'all can vote for Donald Trump when he come back up again. If y'all do vote for him, y'all some stupid motherfuckers.
Inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States of America, Snoop Dogg performed at the Crypto Ball. Now, Snoop Dogg, he got the backlash because people are like, wait, this isn't the same Snoop from 2016 who had so much to say about the artist performance.
And now people are wondering, is he changing the playbook for good? Snoop's always been known as a survivor. But according to Katt Williams, somewhere along that long road, Snoop stopped keeping it real. Katt didn't sugarcoat it either. He basically said Snoop Dogg ain't the same Snoop anymore. In his eyes, Snoop went from standing with the people to standing with the powerful. That's a heavy shift.
Yeah. Get your life right. Stop worrying about mine. I'm cool. I'm together. Still a black man. Still 100% black.
This isn't the Snoop who stood beside Tupac Shakur during the wild Death Row Records days. This isn't the voice behind Doggy Dog World. Now people see him laughing it up with Martha Stewart, popping up in insurance ads, even promoting pet brands. He's shaking hands with politicians and CEOs, and to Katt, that's not growth, that's betrayal.
Of course, Snoop has responded to the backlash he received for performing for a Trump event. One of the things he pointed out was that we always stick together. We're good at tearing each other apart, which is pretty constant. It's pretty consistent when somebody gets into trouble. It takes backlash from the community. It's always a communal thing. It isn't any action they took. It is the fact that we can't stay together, that we can't stick together, that it's us always attacking us. But that flies in the face of the reality of what's happening right now. It is not us who are tearing down affirmative action. It is not us who is tearing down DEI. It is not us who are tearing families apart. It is not us who have decided that affirmative action and rollbacks that have been that had precedent for 50, 60 years are gone. It is not us that is doing that. It is, I think most people are disappointed because they saw you a specific way, and you have a right to kind of interpret and do whatever artistically you want to. No one's begrudging you that. But why the attack on the community because they disagree with something you did?
On some real though, it's about time somebody said some gangster shit up in here. Hey yo, Katt Williams, when did they start selling pimp clothes at Baby Gap? My nigga over there drinking that Hennessy out of that little sippy cup.
Now let's be clear, Katt has given Snoop his flowers before. He said Snoop opened doors and helped push West Coast culture worldwide. He turned pain into profit and made the hustle mainstream. But Katt feels like something got lost along the way. The raw edge, the street voice, the man who pushed back on the system instead of posing beside it. And with so many truth tellers going quiet, Katt refuses to sit back. So how did it flip like this? Back in the early 2000s, Snoop was untouchable. He survived chaos, built an empire, and became hip-hop's laid-back OG. Cool with Jay-Z and Ice Cube. He was the mentor, the big homie everybody respected. Then the energy started shifting. And people began noticing. Snoop started popping up at political events, making public statements, backing certain celebrities while staying quiet about others. He endorsed brands, politicians, and causes that had some longtime fans raising their eyebrows. And for Katt Williams, that was the first real red flag. Katt has always said, when they can't control you, they cancel you. And when they can't cancel you, they recruit you. In his mind, Snoop didn't get canceled. He got recruited.
He performed.
Snoop is just really hilarious.
Snoop Dogg is funny,
He's doing all these
I
things.
just want to say this real quick, not on the political shit. All you people for the federal government that not getting paid right now, ain't no fucking way in the world y'all can vote for Donald Trump when he come back up again. If y'all do vote for him, y'all some stupid motherfuckers.
The tension really heated up when Katt noticed how quiet Snoop Dogg stayed during major hip-hop moments. When artists claimed they were being pushed out the industry, Snoop stayed neutral. When people started questioning how the business treats talent, he played peacemaker. When tough conversations about exploitation came up, silence. But when it was time for Hollywood spotlights and big celebrations, Snoop was right there, front row and smiling. To Katt, that looked less like loyalty and more like protecting a seat at the table. So when he said, "I'm sending Snoop his last warning, stop being a political dog," it wasn't random noise. It was direct, a challenge to someone he once respected heavy. In Katt's world, there are two types of dogs: the street dog, loyal, hungry, fearless, and the political dog, polished, trained, careful. He says Snoop used to be the first type, wild and unpredictable. Now, he's moving like the second, and that switch-up has people talking. It's not hard to see why some people think Katt might have a point. Snoop Dogg is on TV more than he's in the studio these days. He's hosting cooking shows, doing brand deals, selling products left and right. You see him with recipes instead of rally cries. Now let's be real, there's nothing wrong with leveling up. But Katt Williams isn't questioning the glow up, he's questioning the direction. Did Snoop grow as a man or just as a brand? Because here's the thing, Katt never chased the spotlight. He's been arrested, pushed out, blocked from rooms, and laughed at, but he kept talking. That's why people rock with him. He doesn't owe Hollywood favors. He's never been scared to lose a deal if it meant keeping it honest. So when someone like Katt throws a public warning, folks pay attention. He's not afraid of losing fame. He's worried about people losing the truth. And this gets deeper because there's history here. Both West Coast, both respected. They came up around the same era, just in different lanes. Snoop showed Katt love in public before. They shared stages, radio spots, interviews back in the 2000s, but over time, the vibe shifted. Katt started noticing Snoop defending the same Hollywood names he was calling out, like Steve Harvey, D.L. Hewley, and Cedric the Entertainer. While Katt was naming names, Snoop stayed quiet. Even worse, he'd still take photos with them, smiling like everything was solid. And that silence, that's what really raised eyebrows. That's when Katt Williams drew a hard line. He said, "You can't be for the people and still shake hands with the puppeteers." That message was aimed straight at Snoop Dogg. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time Snoop's loyalty has been questioned. Back in the Death Row Records era, he was all in for the streets. After Tupac Shakur passed, he distanced himself from Suge Knight and moved toward new alliances. Then came the No Limit Records chapter. After that, the corporate wave, then Hollywood, reinvention after reinvention. That's part of why he's still standing strong today. But it's also why some fans started side-eyeing the moves. Katt isn't knocking the hustle, he's questioning the spirit behind it. In his view, Snoop used to lead the culture. Now he's moving with the system instead of challenging it. Snoop hasn't fired back directly, but the internet definitely has. And it's split down the middle. One side says Katt's just bitter, that he's mad at anybody who went mainstream. They argue Snoop is simply evolving like a smart businessman should. Growth is growth. But the other side says Katt is bold enough to say what many whisper. They feel Snoop has balanced both sides for years, talking real but moving corporate, preaching loyalty while building big partnerships. And maybe the truth sits somewhere in the middle, because this isn't just about two entertainers going back and forth, it's about what happens when fame collides with authenticity. Snoop represents survival, but survival sometimes comes with tough trade-offs. Snoop Dogg represents survival, the man who made it out and stayed relevant for decades. Katt Williams represents rebellion, the one who refuses to bow even if it costs him everything. That's two mindsets crashing into each other. Play the game or expose it. And right now, Katt is saying Snoop dove so deep into the game that coming back out clean might not even be possible. But what exactly is this last warning about? When Katt says that, it sounds serious, like something bigger is brewing. Some fans think he's warning Snoop about karma, about what it costs when purpose gets traded for politics. Others believe he's talking about balance, because when you try to stand on both sides, eventually both sides can flip on you. Then there are people who feel Katt is just tired of watching legends he once respected move too close to power. He said, Once the moment you stop talking for the people stop talking for you. That line hit heavy. He's basically telling Snoop that money, fame, and status don't mean much if the streets stop feeling you. And maybe that's why this feels personal. Katt isn't just talking to Snoop. He's talking to every entertainer who forgot their roots. He's saying, don't let the system reshape you into something polished and controlled, because once your real voice fades, they don't need you anymore. Snoop's journey proves how complicated fame really is. He's been everything: rapper, icon, businessman, actor, mogul. But the real question now is, at what cost? And no one can deny it, Snoop Dogg earned his spot. Decades in the game, still relevant, still booked, still respected. But with every polished move, the whispers get louder. Has he gotten too comfortable, too smooth, too political? The same Snoop who once pushed back against the system is now sitting on talk shows right beside it. And that's the part Katt Williams just can't rock with. You can't erase what Snoop did for the culture. He helped build West Coast hip-hop from the ground up. He mentored artists, opened doors, gave back to communities, and stayed solid for years. No public spirals, no career-ending scandals. He aged in the spotlight without crashing out. But here's the twist. In a world that thrives on chaos, calm can start to look suspicious. And Katt, he thrives in disruption. So when Katt looks at Snoop's calm energy, he doesn't see peace. He sees compliance. That's the tension right there. When Katt says, last warning, he's not whispering. If Snoop even hints at a response, expect Katt to double down loud and clear. This isn't light talk. This is pride, legacy, and identity on the line. This is bigger than two entertainers trading words. It's rebel versus ruler, truth versus tolerance. Two legends who walk different paths to the same spotlight. Katt stands as the raw, unfiltered voice. Snoop stands as the blueprint for turning struggle into empire. Both started real, both changed the game, but one refuses to play by new rules, and in Katt's eyes, that's everything. So what happens next? Maybe silence, maybe sparks fly. Because in this industry, silence doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes it means power is moving behind the curtain. Go ahead and hit that like button right now. Subscribe to the channel and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Katt Williams is speaking facts? Did Snoop Dogg really switch up and get too close to the system? Or is Katt just exhausted from always being the one swinging at power? Sound off down below, because this debate is loud and it's not slowing down anytime soon. One thing is clear. When Katt says, this is your last warning, he's not playing around. Like, subscribe, share this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.